All right, welcome back. It's time now for the interview segments. And earlier during our banter and also our media review, we talked about the Independence Day celebration and also the presidential speech concerning the 25,000 naira provisional increase in wage. And to shed more light, to discuss more about this is our political analyst and is also a public affairs analyst, Victor Oriola. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Nice to have you. All right, so Nigeria celebrated Independence Day on Sunday, marking 63 years. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu also made a commitment in his Independence Day speech to see through positive reform program. Now, what's your take on the speech generally as an analyst? What do you see to this speech? Do you think that those were the right words to use? Do you think that the speech was a bit robust, like people have said?
I think what is going on is that Nigerians are tired of speeches. What they want is a public action. They want to see how the set of their people, how their children will be paid and some other things. We look at the cost of living now, inflationary and all those things. So what Nigerians are looking for in concrete terms is how do you want to reduce the pay that they are paying right now? No, it's not about the present speech. Fantastic. This is work of righteousness and to have shown a lot of empathy by the speech. What people are looking for now is what we alleviate their suffering, what we take away their pain and let their body. There's enough of big speeches. We've been having this one since how many years now? I mean, almost all the presidents, they have spoken in glowing speeches, how they are going to transform our lives and all those things, but we have not seen this thing working.
Yeah. Are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you think that, like we said earlier, talking about you made mention of the 25,000 naira increase for low-grade income earners. Do you think this will solve the problem, or do you think it will have to reach? Because having to just alleviate poverty for some set of people for just 6 months, and they will have to go back to the way they used to live. Do you think it's going to solve this, or just add to the problem?
If even those who started social security in America, in UK, and all the Western world, they are trying to review it. There's nowhere you give handout to your citizens. That will not solve the problem. Singapore did not develop through giving handout to its citizens. Dubai and all these countries, Malaysia, India. You see, one must look at the problem holistically, and we think what we are taking now is the symptoms. We are not looking at the root cause of the problem. We need to look at the root cause, treat not the symptoms. If anyone is manifesting a symptom of malaria, it could be something very terrible. It could be even cancer and all those things. So let's go to the root of this problem and look at a proper diagnosis. What do we need to do? Look at the medium and small scale enterprises all over the world, in Bangladesh, in India. It has proven to be the most effective way of pulling people out of poverty. So how long will it take? In another 6 months, what will you be doing? Look at the cost of living, soaring high every day. So giving handouts and all this thing, maybe I think there must be a concrete plan for pulling out people out of poverty, at least to empower them what they can do than giving them a token. This is tokenism. What we need now in Nigeria is a quantum leap. All this incremental development will not solve any problem. Look at our population. We have been projected to reach about 300 million by 2050. What are we doing? This 2023. How many years left? So we need to work very hard. We need to buckle up. So handout will not solve the problem. Maybe to alleviate the present this thing, but there must be concrete plans to tackle all these the endemic this thing.
Okay. Don't you think there is a kind of partiality in just giving low-income workers, that's federal workers, that's a minimum wage, when we still have state workers, when we have people who work for private companies who are not even earning so much to survive, who are not earning so much to fend for themselves, and here we are talking about just giving the federal workers the stipulated amount?
Oh yes, I think that's what I mentioned earlier, that what we need to do is holistic solution to this poverty in Nigeria that we cut across. We are talking about those in the informal sector, those who sell the market people and all those things.
Yes.
We need to do something that will really touch them, that will make impact in their lives. That is the best way. That's the best approach. Because if you look at it, the percentage of the civil servants, they are not working with 5% of the population. So if you are giving them the money, how do you now reach out to those in the informal sector and those who sell? And I think the president needs to reassess the policy and to look at it so that it will cut across and everyone will benefit.
Okay. Now, the NLC demanded a 300% increase, and the president announced 25,000 for 6 months, and also some other things. Do you think that the Labour Congress is supposed to have agreed to this in the initial stage?
I think they are reviewing it up to 35,000 now.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I think according to the information now, it's about 35,000 naira. Even at that, I think most of the states may not even be able to pay, because if you look at it from the point of view for the fact that the previous minimum wage of 30,000, most of the states are unable to, apart from maybe Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kaduna, a few other states, most of the states are owing their salary, they are owing salaries. Some are owing up to 10 months, some up to 15 months as we speak. So, just and also from the federal government, I wouldn't know if there's a cash backup from the federal government, at least for them to be able to meet up with the financial wherewithal for the new increment, because it will almost double, because those earning 30,000 now will be earning 65,000 naira. According to the latest information now, 35 plus 30,000, that will be 65. That will be the least paid. And if you look at it, that is like multiplying the wage bill now will not triple. It will not even double, it will triple, because now I understand the 35,000 naira is across board for all the workers, not the low income earner. It's for everybody now. So it's going to be very difficult for most of the states to meet up. And again, those are the lower rung of the society, those who are not working at all, those who don't work for government, those who sell bread, those who pure water seller and all those things. I don't know how that will take care of them, because the cost of living is gone up astronomically the last few months.
Okay, now in the speech, in the presidential speech, there were a lot of vague areas. I mean, in the aspect of timeline, because you know the government, the president said 25,000 naira is going to be shared. He didn't really focus on how they intend to share this money, because you know we have heard of times whereby they said, okay, so amount will be given to people, but we don't really know the people that are getting this money. And again, he talked about the CNG kits. He said will soon be available, and I feel that he should have focused on how these things are going to happen. What is your take on that?
I think you see the economic crunch now. Even the initial 5 billion that the federal government announced for each state, we're only able to release 2 billion out of that 5 billion. So by the time you add this increment, although from my own reading, I think this the new wage award is for the 6 months is for federal government. I don't think it's for the state, because look at it, it will be almost impossible for most of the states to be able to pay. So no, it's not there's no amount of increment that they will get from federal government, because some of the states, their weekdays is about 2 billion, 2 point something billion every month, and some of them get like 3 billion. So if you now add this 5 billion per month for the next 6 months, I will almost triple across board. Maybe some of the states will have to go back to their workers and renegotiate.
Mm. Now, we've always been having the issue of NLC embarking on strike, saying they want to embark on strike, and also the government's trying to do a cover-up and all of that. Now, like I said earlier, the NLC demanded like a 300% increase. Do you think that the government can really afford their demands? And it's like they just don't want to do it, or maybe they have other things in plan. Do you think the government can really afford to do what the NLC is asking?
What NLC is asking for, is like an uphill task, because initially their proposal, I think they were asking for something like in the range of 200,000 naira to wage the award for the next year. I don't know how feasible is that. I don't think. I know they understand the how this thing works, but maybe they just, when you want to bargain, when you want to negotiate, you place your own demand on the table, and the federal government will look at it and they will agree at the point. That you win some, you lose some. You are not going to get all those things that you ask for. I think it's a mere proposal to the federal government, just to. I think they hit more on the CNG buses, so that if we have CNG buses around, at least once the civil servant, the public servant, once they are able to get a very cheap or highly subsidized transport distance there to and fro to their offices, it will reduce their burden. Because if you look at it now, most people pay more on transport costs, transport services, because of the increase in pump price of petroleum products. So I think if the CNG buses are readily available, and some other factors like the issue of refineries being fixed, because if the refineries are fixed, at least once you are able to meet the local production, that will also reduce the burden on the forest that we use to, when you take out crude and bring in refined products. So that it will reduce the pressure on the forest, and it will strengthen the naira.
Yeah. Talking about the CNG buses now, there are questions on people's lips that it's not something that will serve round for the people. Just like the BRT bus here, that we have here in Lagos, it's a bit subsidized to the other commercial vehicles that we have, but it's not serving the number of people it's supposed to serve per time. Some people still have to queue for a very long time. Some people have to hang even in the buses. Do you think this can still? Do you think it can make things even better?
That is why initially I said, what is important? Let me just use this analogy. If you have a very sick patient that is very sick, what you do in the interim is you go for a check, you run a check through, look at what you need to fix immediately, then you begin. So in the order of priority, that's it. Because we are not Nigeria is in a critical condition. And what we need to do is we need to look at it in the order of priority, a kind of a scale of preference, just like an economist will say. So let's look at it. What do we need first? Then let's reorder our priority. I think that is what is very important now.
All right, now this announcement that was made. Now, do you think this announcement was just made because definitely the NLC, the Labour Congress, wanted to embark on strike? Now, do you think this announcement was made to just to just waive the proposed strike by the NLC, just to make them just at least just calm down for a while? Or do you think it was something that's really the government really wanted to do?
I think since I'm not part of the government, so
yeah, because it's just that people have just been saying that, oh, that's how they say, like anytime they want to embark on strike, they just promise just for them to just calm down, and then later on we don't see anything, we don't do this.
That's why yesterday when during the briefing, the NLC president, Oriola, said categorically that they are going back to their people, to the Congress,
okay,
to put it on the table, and the proposal, what the federal government put before them, and if they agree by the end of today, either they call off the strike, or they announce that the strike will continue. So I think they are also aware that their own credibility is at stake, because if you begin to if you are in negotiating table, you are doing a kind of a back and forth. It will affect your own credibility. So that any other time that you call for maybe nationwide strike, it's very difficult for you to be able to get the support of other affiliates. And I think they are aware of this.
All right. Now, the president also made mention of monetary policy being in benefit for all and not the exclusive province of the powerful and wealthy. How do you think this is possible for the monetary policy, for everyone to benefit, like everyone to benefit from this monetary policy?
So,
how do you think it's possible for everyone to benefit from the monetary policy? Like the president has said, that it's not going to be for the exclusive province of the powerful and wealthy.
That is what I meant when I said what we need to do is look at it holistically.
Okay.
It's not to just look at the civil servant. You have to look at all the sectors, look at all the people in the country, look at the people especially people at the lower rung of the society, and all those. Most of all these people are not captured, because some of them don't even have a bank account, let alone where they are not working anywhere. Those who sell pure water and all those things, those who hawk along the traffic on the road and all those things. So what we need to do is to look at it from the point of view what we have, and something that a policy that will trickle down, that will have a kind of a multiply effect that will help them, not giving a wage award to public servants. We need to look at it in terms of health, public policy of the healthcare system, public policy on education, so that their children be able to afford the school fees and some other things. If you look at it now, most of the schools are bringing up their school fees, even the public universities and all those things. So, and a lot of people are complaining that they will not be able to pay. So, federal government needs a kind of a policy that will cut across all the structures and all the segments of the society, so that everyone will benefit. It will not be lopsided and to the advantage of a few.
Of a few, yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Victor Oriola. Thank you so much for enlightening us on the president's independence speech.
Hello?
I said thank you so much for your time. Thank you for trying to enlighten us on the president's independence speech. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. That was Victor Oriola, a political analyst, public affairs analyst, and he was taking us through what the government needs to do to also improve the situation of the economy. We go on a short break now, and when we come back, Daybreak Africa continues. Please stay with us.